I put my wholehearted to feel sympathize to those Jews who have been suffering during the Second World War under Nazi regime. But it doesn't give the right to the present Israel to do anything, the same thing to the innocent people in Palestine.
Yeah, can I?
Okay, yes, please.
It means that the Palestinians should be and have to be an equal part in all this, which they have not been. They have been subordinate. They've been and are still the underdogs in this relationship. And they've had to sort of crawl to the Israelis as this underdog and almost have to make an excuse for their very existence, and that they should be given the credibility and the authority of negotiating as an equal part. And with having America always behind the back of Israel, then that relationship has been a very unfair one, and that's got to change. And that's what, as Sadi was just saying, will also change by recognizing Palestinian statehood. Can I just add something on the statehood issue? Palestine was actually created officially by the UN on the 29th of November 1947, when 45% of the original Palestine, only 45%, I would stress, was actually given and was meant to be a Palestinian state at that time, back in at the end of 1947. What happened is Israel attacked innocent Palestinians, slaughtered more than 13,000 throughout 800,000 from Palestine, destroyed 400 to 500 Palestinian villages, wiped them off the map, and thereby put under their control another 23%, making 78%, which is why we're only talking today about 22% of original Palestine.
Without
and
water.
I would also like to say that Israel is not a democracy. A democracy is not about going and having an election every 3, 4 or 5 years. A democracy is much more than that. It's recognizing people's human rights and human dignity. And Israel has recently been passing new laws, very racist laws, that are aimed at non-Jews. You already have a situation where there are 1.2 million Palestinians in Israel, forming 20% of the population. They own 3.5% of the land of Israel. They are 20% of the population. Of government spending, about 3 to 5% is spent on them. That is to me no coincidence. And a state that occupies others' territory, which we talked about a moment ago, contravening the 4th Geneva Convention, illegally occupying, flouting international law and these UN resolutions, is not a democracy.
Now, we're running out of time here, unfortunately. I would like to get everyone's opinion, basically. What do you see the future of this disputed region? Please make it short and concise, starting with you, Dr. Somchai.
Well, I believe that if we really believe in United Nations organization, we should follow its charter, which is very clear, for everybody, And secondly, if we really want to solve the problem in peace, we have to make it fair for every party, Not just only, one side can do anything, the other side, cannot do a lot of things, and they have been claimed that they are terrorists, whereas the one who claim, are really terrorists. So, if you want to stop this situation, you have to be fair and to give the opportunity for the determination of the people in Palestine.
Ambassador Sadi, can we get your comment?
We believe that the Palestinian aspiration for having a state recognized by the international community, as I mentioned at the beginning, should be an important step in order to persuade all the concerned parties who are involved in the peace process in Palestine to push more or to pay more efforts to convince the Israeli side that the Israelis should recognize the state of Palestine with the 1967 border. And I believe that we still have a lot of things to do with the Israelis to settle all the disputed issues, including the issue of the border, the issue of the settlement, the issue of water, because we still have a lot of disputes with our Israeli neighbors, and those disputes should be settled. We believe in negotiation, but as I mentioned at the beginning, we cannot negotiate for talking. We need to negotiate in order to come to an end of this last ever occupation in the history of the mankind.
Okay, thank you so much, Ambassador Sadi. Now, Jen, what do you see for the future of this disputed region?
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Well, I'd like to echo something that the ambassador said.
Sure.
The time has come. The time has come for us to see the two-state solution, a free and independent Palestinian state. There is no doubt about that. That, as President Obama said, we believe that a genuine peace in which Palestine is independent and self-determining and flourishing can only be realized between the Israelis and the Palestinians. We remain very committed to working closely with both parties to encourage them and to help them get back to the negotiation tables. We remain very committed to working with the Palestinian Authority in its efforts to build the institutions and to prepare Palestine for its role in the international community as an independent state.
Okay, thank you so much, Jen. And last, you.
Sure.
Stuart.
Yeah, it's of course we are all in agreement that whatever the outcome of what's going on at the UN right now, Palestinian state with full membership or non-member status or whatever might be the result of all this, has to work with Israel. Yes, of course, but not on Israel's terms, only on Israel's terms. It has to be an equal relationship, which it has certainly not been up until now. And America has not been facilitating that. I think an interesting fact, just to, as part of my closing comments, that people should know, that even Americans don't know and should know, the American government is giving more than $8 million a day to Israel from taxpayers' money, from American taxpayers' money. And that country expects to be an honest broker? No way, no way. I have been working with this issue for a long time. And I am very, very optimistic about the future for the Palestinian people because I've seen such a change in world opinion. When people get to know the true facts and they get to know of the injustices that are being perpetrated in that part of the world and have been for such a long time, it's the forgotten issue. We've been turning a blind eye to it very much because of the power of America and certainly the well-oiled propaganda machine of Israel. Now, despite all that, we are seeing a major change in world opinion. I am sensing now that world opinion is very much in favor of the Palestinian people. There was even an opinion poll in America on this issue of Palestinian statehood. And I saw something like 42% of Americans were in favor that were asked, and 26% against, even in America. 69% of Israelis are in favor of this. So why is America insisting on its opposition? And I'd like to end up by just quoting Hillary Clinton, the Secretary of State, who the other day, when referring to President Bashar al-Assad in Syria, that he should get on the right side of history. You know what? The Americans had better get on that right side of history as well.
Thank you so much, Stuart. And on behalf of ASEAN TV, I'd like to thank each of our guests for joining our program tonight. Thank you, Stuart, Dr. Somchai. Thank you, Jen, from calling from Dubai, and also Ambassador Sadi for joining our program tonight. Now, it is clear that this is an important struggle that is really hard to overcome and has cost many of lives over decades. On behalf of ASEAN TV, we hope for a peaceful solution to this very hard and difficult situation. And thank you for joining us once again. Thank you for watching. I'm Wichitra Dungdi.